Edmonton's Top 30 Album Countdown on K97 Classic Hits.
And good morning.
Mark Cohen on K97 and Walking in Memphis. We also heard from Eddie Money, Roxette, and started the set off with ZZ Top. Good morning. It's 19 after midnight. This is Sharkey, and if you never heard, last night they did it. The Eskimos defeated Saskatchewan 34-25. Not a way to go, guys. Coming up before 1 o'clock this morning, we got some hot new music from Alice Cooper, also some Rod Stewart. Coming up next, though, we have Aerosmith.
Think about it.
On K97.
This time around with Aerosmith, one of the powerhouse bands of the 70s. Aerosmith faded from the scene for a while, but in the 80s, the Run DMC cover of Walk This Way made the boys think about a comeback, but this time without drugs and alcohol, with Permanent Vacation and the powerful second effort Pump. Here they are with Walk This Way on the Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend on K97 Classic Hits. Hot new music for you this morning. Michael Bolton on K97. Time, Love, and Tenderness. Also, the Kinsman Extreme and Bon Jovi started us off in the set. Good morning. It's 10 now before 1. This is Sharkey. And being Saturday, make sure you join our K97 Gord Brooks. He's going to be on location tonight from 6 till midnight at the Whistle Stop. Coming up next, we got CCR.
Hey, stupid.
K97 hot new music with Alice Cooper and Hey Stupid. Also, we heard from Rod Stewart, Rhythm of My Heart, and CCR at the top with Proud Mary. Good morning. It's 3 minutes after 1. This is Sharkey, and we got some great music coming up before 2. Stick around. There's Foreigner, Genesis, The Who, ELO. But coming up next on our Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend, we've got The Doors.
Looking for
Blue Rodeo on K97, and After the Rain. Also, we heard from The Who, Wilson Phillips, and The Doors. 21 now after 1. Good morning. This is Sharkey. Later on today, we're going to have another beautiful day. Highs of around 27 degrees. A few showers for Sunday, but we've had a few nice days anyway. 20 degrees right now in Edmonton. As we continue Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend, we got ELO coming up next.
It's late.
K97 with the triplets, and you don't have to go home tonight. Also, Robert Palmer, Mercy, Mercy Me, and ELO started the set with Don't Bring Me Down, 25 now to 2. Good morning, this is Sharkey, and make sure you join us July 25th and 26th for Disneyland's Mountains of Fun. That's at Northwoods Mall. It's going to be great because Rob Berg will be live on location from 2 to 6, and you can enter to win a trip for 4 to Disneyland. Wouldn't that be nice? There's also lots of fun surprises, so don't miss out. July 25th, 26th, Disneyland's Mountains of Fun. That's at Northwoods Mall. Coming up next, we've got Foreigner.
Hot.
Roll exclusively on K97.
Alrighty, this time around, Foreigner. The brainchild, of course, Foreigner was Mick Jones. He's been the mainstay of mainstream rock since 1976. Original lead singer Lou Gramm recently decided to split from Foreigner, but founder Mick Jones is carrying on with a new singer named Johnny Edwards. Here's Foreigner now with Waiting for a Girl on the Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend exclusively on K97 Classic Hits. That's Van Halen on K97 and Pound Cake. Also, we heard from Crash Test Dummies, and Billy Idol started us off 27 now before 3. Good morning, this is Sharkey, 20 degrees, beautiful 27 degrees later on today. I tell you what, if you know any kids ages 6 to 14, make sure you enter them up in the Knothole Gang. It only costs $5 to join. It's pretty cheap. Lots of prizes to be given away at each game, like coupons for food and drinks, T-shirts, K97 cassettes, you name it, it's there. You can visit any Woodward's boys or children's wear department and pick up your membership today. Coming up, we've got Elton John.
Cheers helps.
Of rock and roll exclusively on K97.
Elton John, born in England, March 25th, 1947, took piano lessons early in life. He began his professional career as part of a backup band for Long John Baldry. He really took off when he teamed up with Bernie Taupin. His partnership continued into the late 70s. He was known as Captain Fantastic in the 70s due to his outrageous on-stage costumes. Here's Elton John now with Crocodile Rock. The Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend, exclusively on K97 Classic Hits. K97 Classic Hits, Tears for Fears, and Sowing the Seeds of Love. We also heard in the set, Sinead O'Connor, and starting us off was Elton John. Big classic hit for him, and Crocodile Rock. Good morning, it's 12 minutes before 3. This is Sharkey. Coming up next, we got the Kinks. K97 Classic Hits with Bob Dylan and I Want You, Rush Rush from Paula Abdul, and A Whole Lot of Love from Led Zeppelin starting us off in the set. Good morning, this is Sharkey. It's 17 now after 3 on a Saturday morning. Still 20 degrees, fairly warm. It's going to be another gorgeous day, maybe a few afternoon clouds. Highs around 27, and Sunday, showers, but still, we'll take it. Coming up next on the Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend, we've got Paul McCartney and Wings.
On K97.
Paul McCartney, born June 8th, 1942, Liverpool, England. Of course, member of the Beatles. He and Lennon were the Beatles. Paul went on to front Wings and had the best work in his solo career with Band on the Run. An Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend exclusively on K97 Classic Hits. Crowded House on K97 and Chocolate Cake. Before that, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Starting us off in the set was Stevie Nicks and Leather and Lace. 15 now before 4. Good morning, this is Sharkey. It's still a warm day, 18 degrees. Give me another nice one today. Make sure you get all your sun tanning in today. 27 is a high because Sunday we're expecting some showers. Still, we're going to get a high of around 21 on Sunday, which isn't so bad. As I say, 18 degrees. And continuing with the Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend coming up, we got Pink Floyd.
Tired of...
From the album X, Such an Excess and Disappear on K97. Also before that we heard from Foreigner, Bonnie Raitt, a classic hit from Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. Good morning, this is Sharkey. It's 3 minutes after 4 o'clock. Hope you're having a great day. I tell you, before 5 o'clock we've got some great classic hits coming up. We got Roxette, Rolling Stones, Tina Turner, Rod Stewart, and Queen up next.
Media of rock and roll, exclusively on K97.
Well, we're talking about Queen this morning. Queen was formed in 1972 with a carefully cultivated image that walked the fine line between late 60s Zeppelin metal and 70s glam. It worked. They scored fans of metal and top 20 with songs like Killer Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody. They faded in and out over the 80s, but Live Aid seemed to boost their confidence for their album The Miracle. Here's Queen now with another one, Bites the Dust. The Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend, exclusively on K97 Classic Hits. Cosmic Thing, that's B-52s on K97, and Love Shack, Roxette before that, Fading Like a Flower. Another one, Bites at Us, classic hit from Queen. Good morning, this is Sharkey, it's 16 after 4, and the Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend continues in just a bit with Rolling Stones.
On K97.
Well, the Rolling Stones were formed in England about the same era as the Beatles. The Stones were dirty and bad, where the Beatles were clean cut. The recent Steel Wheels album and tour confirmed that they're still the world's greatest rock and roll band. It's the Stones now and Satisfaction. The Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend exclusively on K97 Classic Hits.
Exclusively on K97.
Alrighty, this time around, Rod Stewart. He had his start with Long John Baldry's band. Today he's evolved into a fabulous entertainer. He has today so much material to draw upon, and he plays something for everyone, from ballads to rockers. Rod has been with quite a few bands, and not the least of which to say is the Faces. Here's Rod now, the classic Maggie May. K97 Classic Hits, Bill Haley and the Comets, Rock Around the Clock. Also in there we heard from Extreme and Rod Stewart with a classic hit, and Maggie May. Good morning, 17 now before 5. Going to be another beautiful day today. Get out there and play some golf or some sun tanning. Highs around 27, a few clouds. Sunday doesn't look as good, a few showers. Highs around 21. It's 18 right now in the city, and coming up next, we got Tina Turner.
On K97.
Tina Turner, born in Brownsville, Tennessee, November 26, 1938. After years of working the old hits and cabarets with Ike Turner, she managed to get a recording contract and revamp her image. The result was in 1984's Private Dancer. It's Tina now with What's Love Gotta Do With It? An Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend exclusively on K97 Classic Hits.
On K97.
U2, the finest Irish export in the 80s, was declared the next big thing by UK critics when they first came onto the scene. As the band became bigger, the critics turned a little ugly, calling them preachy for their stand on issues at home. But with the Joshua Tree album, however, they centered on American geography and themes. As of the release of the Rattle and Hum movie and album, they're mega superstars. U2's Desire. The Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend continues on K97 Classic Hit. West End Girls on K97, Not Like Kissing You. Also in there, we heard from Van Halen, Cher, and U2. 16 after 5, good morning. This is Sharkey, and Bruce Kenyon will be in after 6 o'clock. We got Yes coming up next.
Exclusively on K97.
All right, this time around, Steve Winwood, born in Birmingham, England, May 12, 1948. A brilliant musician who at the age of 15 was with the Spencer Davis Blues Quartet. Winwood went through many bands which have left a legacy of great music. Spencer Davis, Traffic, Blind Faith. But many say his best work is his current solo career, which has already produced brilliant albums such as Ark of the Diver and Highlight. Here's Steve Winwood right now with While You See a Chance, the Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll Weekend exclusively on K97 Classic Hits.
Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll exclusively on K97.
All right, this time around, Bryan Adams, born in Kingston, Ontario, November 1959. He began playing in clubs in Vancouver at the age of 16, then hooked up with Jim Vallance. The two wrote songs for groups like Kiss. The duo then racked up a number of hits like Cuts Like a Knife and Run to You. After several years of studio labor, Adam has finally given us a new song, Everything I Do for You. That's off the Robin Hood movie soundtrack. In late August, Adams will release his first CD since Fields of Fire, and it'll be titled Waking Up the Neighbors. Here's Bryan Adams now.
It's Glass Tiger on K97 Classic Hits and Animal Heart. Coming up to 6 o'clock, Bruce Kenyon with you. We're leafing through the encyclopedia of rock and roll this weekend, and she's open at the letter B next.
How about you, Mark? You want one?
Yeah, well, no, I've got my own thing.
Okay, well, how's the traffic this morning?
Injury accident on 50th Street, 23rd Avenue. Police are at the scene, so stay clear if you can. Kids are heading back to school, so watch out for the little rascals. I'll be back Monday morning on the Breakfast Club.
Little rascals, that's little coogies, he means.
Listen, who's talking? Rugrats.
Okay.
High school football starts today.
It's 20 after 7 on the Breakfast Club, and here's the phone call of the day.
SHL Business Systems, may I help you?
In traffic, here's Mark Summers.
Thanks, Sharon. A few areas to watch out for this morning. There's construction on Whitemount, also on Stony Plain Road. I'll be back shortly to update traffic here on the Breakfast Club.
Still no names for the two men killed last night in an accident on
I was going to say that. 7 o'clock CBC tonight. Let's check out the Monday morning traffic with Mark Summers.
All right, it's almost as wild as at the control room there. One accident to report this morning, and it's at 144th Avenue, the Manning Freeway. So drive carefully. This is Mark Summers in the West Edmonton Mall Freedom Ford Special Events Cruiser.
Within the next couple of days, we'll know for sure.
And on K97, it's 8:22. Hey, Mark, you know anything about audio equipment at all?
Hey.
Yeah?
Let's see, tone, bass, treble, on and off.
Woofer, tweeter? Well, we got this Breakfast Club challenge, and you got to be there tomorrow night, so you better brush up on your audio.
Okay.
Because we don't want to lose.
Tone, treble, woofer is it? Okay, well, I'll come on.
Wait a minute. Do you know anything about traffic at all?
Traffic? I certainly do. There's a stalled car at 97th Street on the Yellowhead Trail.
Hey, check your cellular phone there. I think your audio reflex diaphragm is set to a low setting.
My what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. K97, Mark Summers is here. I bet you're wide awake this morning, eh?
On it.
Mark.
Wake up! Hey, thanks.
Hey, Mark was out at the Breakfast Club Challenge last night, and you're the guy that got the answer to that fabulous question from Stereo City.
I didn't answer one question right.
Oh, what was that question? What's the temperature of a needle as it's playing a record?
30 Celsius. And it was up to 5,000 or something.
Yeah, 5,000 degrees or something. They made it up.
I think so.
How's traffic this morning?
Cliff, there's one accident at 170th Street southbound, so if you're in and around that area, make sure you stay in the center of the lane. This is Mark Summers in the West Edmonton Mall Freedom Ford Special Events Cruiser.
Yeah, if you don't get out of bed this morning, they'll be tagging your toe, too. Come on, it's 23 after 7 already on a Wednesday. I'm a little worried about these guys. Yeah, from Stereo City. Did answer 2 questions out of 20 correctly, and we're working on one of the 2 that they got right. Hi there, who's this?
Linda.
Hey, Linda, how you doing this morning? With the Breakfast Club. Boy, a couple big games coming up this weekend. The Eskimos, of course. Couldn't get much worse this morning. 6 before 8. What a day coming up. We got clouds. We're going to have some more drizzle on the way. What the heck is going on? A high of 11 degrees, and the temperature's going down this morning. In North Inglewood, it's 5 degrees this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Cliff.
I just forget what they said there last night, Mark. Wasn't it anybody that goes into Stereo City today and mentions the Breakfast Club gets 75% off?
80, wasn't it? 80?
Maybe it was 80. Yeah, it could have been. 3 before 8.
Thanks a lot for coming in this morning, Randy.
Thank you.
Randy and the rest of BTO will be appearing all this week at the Winter Garden Showroom. Get your tickets soon. They put on a great, great show. That's it for Rock and Renaissance. I'm Ted Kennedy. Lots more from Todd James in just a few minutes, but first, it's news time.
Good afternoon, I'm Connie Mullins. This is K97 News. Right now it's cloudy and minus 1 degree outside. Clifford Olson's trial lawyer, Robert Shantz, says he'll appeal Friday's Supreme Court order requiring the return of the Olson Cash for Bodies Trust Fund. Shantz says the judge's findings are wrong. Shantz, another lawyer, and Clifford and Joan Olson were ordered to return the $100,000. The money is to be turned over to the families of Olson's 11 young victims. That's K97 News. I'll be back with sports right after this.
Yes, you can do it. We want you. We want you to know the Royal Bank and be there to help because we know what you can do.
Alberta Junior Hockey League this afternoon, 1:30 at the Agricom at Northlands, Fort Saskatchewan versus Sherwood Park. It's reported that former Winnipeg Blue Bombers general manager Earl Lunsford will be named general manager of the Calgary Stampeders today. Bombers coach Cal Murphy told Stampeders officials he's staying in Winnipeg. And it's going to be mainly cloudy today with moderate southwest winds. Cloudy again tomorrow, turning colder in the afternoon with occasional light snow and moderate north winds. We'll reach a low tonight of about -8 with a high tomorrow near 0. Got a 20% chance of snow today and tonight, 60% tomorrow. Right now it's cloudy, -1 outside. I'm Connie Mullins. That's news. Now back to more good music with Todd James and ZZ Top on K97.